So now let's talk about these subtle submissions. I'm just going to show you them. I'm not going to go into too much depth. So if he's got a good side control right here, and I shrimp out, and I have enough room that I can get my knee in this armpit right here. I'm going to bring my knee to the armpit, leg in front of the face, and now I have the arm bar. Okay? So I don't want to bring my knee to the hip and then leg across the face. One, you probably won't have the angle to do that. It's better if the angle is right here, and I bring my leg in front of the face. Okay? I know some people are like, I don't have the flexibility for that. I have seen some of the most unflexible people be able to do this because all you're doing is balling up. Okay? So again, I'm going to frame push. Remember, I'm framed with my praying mantis arms right here. And now I'm going to bring my knee to the armpit, leg in front of the face. That capture his arm right here. And notice it's pretty much identical to that shoelaces in the armpit armbar that we did from side control and knee on belly. And then I'm just holding his arm right here and extending. Sometimes I'll let go and I'll pull his arm for the traditional armbar to get the armbar from bottom. So now you not only have armbar opportunities from what? Side control, knee on belly, mount, backpack. You have it from bottom side control too, right? Arm bars are everywhere. So again, I'm in bottom side control. He's grinding into my face. I frame up against him, shrimp out, legs in front, and then get that same arm bar, pulling on his hand, finishing, right? Very powerful. Now, let's say I get in here, all right, and he's hugging my head, which is the right thing to do, right? And I shrimp out, but I can't get my knee to the armpit, so I opt for a guard return, right? And so now my shin is in here, so I don't have to have my hand in here, but he's still holding my head. He's still committed to passing because he's probably going to try to do a guard blocker with this other hand. But if I can beat him to the guard blocker, now I'm just going to wrap this arm around and I'm going to pinch, right, with that violin, get my knee up, and I'm going to find his elbow. I'm going to pull his elbow towards me, and I'm going to be pinching right here, creating the fulcrum right here with my arms. And the end of the lever arm is now going to be still, you know, because in the other arm bars, like a traditional arm bar right here, right, I am pulling on the lever arm, and my hips are going against the fulcrum right here. Boom. But this one, a violin arm bar, I'm pinching where this is, and now I have to do extra work by using the fulcrum to create the brick. Okay, the lever arm just stays in the flat spot. I'm using everything else to finish that. So notice that he's winning the side control battle because he's on top pinching me on the mat. But I have the same submission opportunities for the most part, you know, being bottom because we're kind of perpendicular in the same way. All right, I just have to create space to get it because my back is pinned against the ground. So when you're on bottom side control, yeah, it sucks, but don't completely count yourself out. You know, between attacking the near side arm right here, right, or attacking the far side arm with a violin arm bar, you can still be dangerous, especially when we add the lapels with the gi to add chokes. All right, so when I'm right here, I'm going to do it. Come on. So when you're right here, I'm going to try to create frames and start regarding. Okay? If my arms get trapped, right, I'm going to oompa. Okay? If I decide I can still be dangerous, I'm going to shrimp out, get my knee in the armpit, arm bar. Okay? If I could just regard, but he's still holding my head right here, I can attack that far side arm bar. Okay? Far side arm bar, violin, where I'm going to pinch his hand right here. I'm going to use this, all right, to pull down against his elbow. I'm going to find where his elbow is. I'm just going to pull, or rather, like I'm pulling it towards me, but I'm pushing pressure right into that joint, right, trapping the fulcrum. And I typically start to put my knee up against his shoulder to trap it, so that way he can't rotate out of here. So even in bottom side control, right, we can be extremely dangerous, and we can add a lot to the game, even though we're the one who's being pinned to the mat, all right? But even if you can't, like, start being offensive when you're in a position like side control, just go ahead and create those frames and start working on regarding, or if your arms are trapped, oompa on out of there. Notice how a lot of these moves are sticking together, okay? They connect to one another. Arm bars in every single position, okay? Transfers from every single position back to the same types of submissions. Escapes that lead to the same types of positions, the same types of transitions, and the same types of submissions. It all starts to bleed together. And I don't want to be the person that's throwing 1,000 tools at you and you don't understand the basics of how these even blend together. Let's go ahead and solidify these in the introduction and then kind of move on from there and kind of expose you to a little bit of those advanced or intermediate moves little by little as we go along. So now that we have concluded that, we're going to throw our gis on and talk about a few of the caveats when we're in the gi.